Hello and welcome to the channel. In this video, we will learn about screen flow components and we'll create a simple screen flow to create a contact record with few details. Screen flows are those where there is a user interaction and the user sees the UI where they can either enter some input data or they can select the record. We have some buttons there, so they can click on that button to do some operations like that. Okay. So in this video, we are going to see those components. Okay. So basically, there are three different categories of screen flow components we have. So we have an input component, we have a display component, and we have a custom component. So input component includes a standard components that request the information from the user, like whatever input that you want to take from the user. Display component includes a standard component to display the information to the user, like output, like we use the output field, right? So just to display the information to the user. Okay. And then we have a custom component. So this includes a component that maybe you build or someone else has created that, or you can install the component from Apexsense package as well. Okay. So now let's switch over to the Salesforce org, and where we will see all these component in action. Okay. All right, so here I am in Salesforce org and I'm going to create a screen flow. So I will search flow in the quick find box and then I will click on flow now. And here we have a button to create a new flow. Okay, here I will select screen flow and will create one. Okay, so now you see we have this canvas. Okay, and then you have a button bar here and then you have a toolbox in the left bar. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is, so I'm going to create a screen flow to take the input from the user and create a new contact record in the system. Okay, so I will take first name, last name, email and phone number from the user, and then we'll create the new contact record. Okay. So for that, you have to click on this little icon. Okay, and then you need to select screen flow. Okay, here we have a screen element. So when you click on the screen element, so you can see here, so we have three different categories of a screen component. So we have this input category, we have a display, and then you have a custom one. So you can get that from your Apexsense website, or you can create any custom component that will be visible here. So I don't have any custom component created in my system. Okay, or I haven't downloaded any from the Apexsense, that's why I can't see it here. Okay, but if you create the custom component, or if you have downloaded from the Apexsense, then you can see it here as well. Okay, so in the input component, you can see there are lots of standard components we have. So you can see we have this address input component, we have a checkbox, we have a currency, date. So all the possible data type fields that we use in the Salesforce, we have all those components here. You can see, so we have a number, we have a name, all sort of components that is required to create a flow. You can see it here. Okay, so I am going to use first name, last name. Okay, so and in the let me just open this display category here. So here you can see two components. So first is display text and second is section. Okay, we can use this display text component to display some text to the user. Okay, and this is used to separate the sections in your screen. Okay, just like that we use in the page layout, right? Different section we add to separate the fields category, right? So let me just first add this section here. Okay, and I will say, so here when you drag this component on this screen, so here in the right right hand side you can see here some configuration, like you have a checkbox that is saying include header. So if you click on this, so you can add the header to this section component. Okay, so I'm going to say here contact information. Okay, and you can also select the columns, different columns here if you want to add a column. So right now it's a full width, so it is taking the full width, and we don't have any columns here. So if you want to add a column, you can create the column and you can separate different columns. Okay, then you have settings to make this section visible for different conditions, like you can add the condition, and in that condition only this section will be visible. Okay, so you can add the condition, you can create the custom condition logic as well. Okay, so all sort of thing you can do here in the right hand section. Okay, I'm going to select this always because I want to display it always. Okay, and we'll go with the full width. Okay, so next I'm going to add the input component. So I'm going to use the name component here. So let me just add it here. Okay, so here you can see I have added this name component, and here we have first name and last name. Okay, in the right hand side you see there are many fields, okay, that we have to fill. So here I will say contact name. Okay, so this is the API name that I'm giving to this component, that we are going to use it later. Okay, to map the contact fields and create the contact record. Okay, so next we have a disabled attribute. Here you can set true or false. So by default it's false, so it's not disabled, right? It's enabled. If you want to make it disabled, then you have to set it true. Okay, so you just need to remove this and just set true. Okay, then your field will become disabled. Okay, so let me make it false now. Here you have a fields to display. So name, so in the name field we have first name and last name. Okay, so you can display these two fields here. Okay, then you can put the default values in the first name, last name. So here you have the option. Okay, you can set it here. So you can put the I help also for the name field. Okay, so you can put it here. We have the label field here. You can see currently it's showing name. If you want to update it, you can update that as well. Then you have a last name attribute, last name field. There you can set the default value for the last name, or if you have middle name, then you can put the middle name as well. Okay, uh, then we have a read only field here. So currently it is set false. If you want to make the field read only, then you can make it true. Okay, if we have a salutation field, so we don't have any salutation here right now. So if you want to add any default value in the salutation, you can do it here. Okay, and then here we have a suffix. Okay, if you want to add any suffix in the name, okay, you can add it here. Okay, and it will add in the name. Okay, then you have option to control the visibility of your fields. So again, you can write your condition, and you can make your fields visible in a particular condition. Okay, when we expand this advanced section, you will see a couple of options here. So I'm not going to use this for in this video. I will explain it later. Okay. Okay, all done for the name field. Okay, next I'm going to use email input component. So let me just add a section again below this name, and I will name it as contact email. Okay, and I will keep it full width. And now here from the input section, I will add email field here. Okay, and I have to give the name. So let's say contact email. Okay, and then you have all sort of different configuration fields that you can set up. If you want to put the placeholder, you can do that. Currently you can see it's like u@example.com. If you want to change something, then you can add it here. Okay, you have a read only field here. You can set it this field property as a read only. Okay, if you make it true, then it will become a read only field. Okay, if you want to set this field as required, then you can do that. So let me just set it true, so it will become a required field. Okay, and then here if you want to put any default values, you can do that. Okay, and then again you have two options here to set the visibility of the component, or be in advanced section you can configure some advanced stuff. Okay, next let me just add one more section for contact phone. Not this. Okay, so here I will name it contact phone, and I will add the phone. So you can search it here as well. Okay, I will add the phone input component here in this section. Okay, and then I will give it the name contact phone. Okay, and so here you can see you can put the pattern also. If you want that a user should add the phone number in certain pattern, so you can add it here. Okay, you can put the placeholder, like let me just add a placeholder. Okay, so you can see here, so it's updated. So you can add the placeholder. Then you have this field read only, if you want to make it read only field, and all. If you want to make it required field, so you have to set it true. Okay, and if you want to put any default values, then you can put it here in this field. Okay, now we have the name, first name, last name, email, contact phone. Okay, and let me just add one more field here. So let me just add a section first. So I will name it as contact status. Yes. And I will add a toggle. Okay, so I will add this component, toggle component, and I will name it as contact status. So this is just like making like a checkbox, right? So if you want to make this contact as active or inactive, okay. So for that, I'm using this input component, okay. So I will give it the name. So here, so it should be active, okay, right. And so we can put the default values as well, okay. So let me put the default value as true. So when you select the true, then it will update and it will say it's active now, okay. I think we are done with this screen, okay. Let me just, okay, click here and we'll give the name. So contact input screen, okay. You can put the description here, contact input screen, and you have the option to configure your header and footer as well. So I'm going to remove this pause button, and also I'm going to hide the previous button, and I'm going to change the name of the button, okay. So I will say save, okay. So you can see the button name has been changed, okay. So I think we are good. So let's click on done, okay. So now we have this screen input component ready. Now next step is to create a variable to store all the input that we received from this screen, okay. So I'm going to click on the new resource here and I will select variable, okay, and I will give it a name, contact record, contact record information, and here I will select record, okay. So I'm going to store the contact Salesforce contact record information in this variable. So I will select object as a contact here, okay, and done. Now so we have this variable. Now I'm going to put I'm going to map the values that we received from user in this record, okay. So for that, which component, which element we need to use? So we need to use assignment element, okay. So I'm going to click on this assignment element, and here I need to put the level. So assign fields values, okay. And here I will select contact record here, you see. So we have this record single variable, so I will select here, and I will add a first name, okay. And here, so what we are going to do is we are in the, so we are going to use this variable and map the fields, okay, Salesforce contact record fields from whatever user entered on the screen, okay. So here when you scroll down, so you will see the screen component, okay. So we have to select the values from these components, okay. So for to get the first name, I will select contact name and dot first name. Then we'll get the whatever input that was stored in the first name. So that will be mapped with first name contact variable, okay. Next, I'm going to map the value for the last name. So again, I have to use this contact name and last name. Next, we have a email field, right? So let's map the email field. We have a contact email, right? Here we have the contact email and dot value. Okay, so we have seen there was a value field there. So we have to select the value field here to get the value, whatever user entered in this field. So we'll take the value and we'll map in the contact email field. Next, we have to map contact phone. So let's say phone here, and here we have a contact phone and then value. Next, we have a active checkbox in the Salesforce. Okay, and then we have to map that with the toggle button that we have added on the screen. Okay, so I'm going to select this field, active field, and I'm going to use this component here. So you see, we gave it the name contact status. So now we have to map this. Okay, so I think we have done with all the mapping of the fields. So let me click on done now. Next, next we have to create the record, right, in the Salesforce database. So for that, we have to use a data element, that is create record. Okay, so I will say create new record, new contact record. Okay, so it's saying how many records to create. So I will select one because we will have one record to create. And then saying how to set the record field. So it's saying use all values from a record. I will select the variable that we have created earlier, and we have mapped the values in this variable. Okay, and I will click on done now. Okay, so I think our flow is almost ready. Next, we have to save it. So let me just give the flow label name here. Let me say create contact. Okay, and I will save it. Okay, so you can see the flow is saved, but it's not activated yet. So first I'm going to run this flow to check it. Okay, and then later we will activate it. Okay, if all okay. So I will click on the run button here, and we can see the flow here, like whatever screen that we have added, we can see it here. Okay, all right. So here you can see we have a section, the section component saying contact information, and inside this section component we have a name, first name, last name, and then we have a contact email section. We have an email field here, we have a contact phone section, we have a phone field here, and contact status, and then we have a toggle button here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give the name Amit Singh, and let me put the email here. Okay, and I'm going to activate this. So okay, so let me just click on save now. Okay, so you can see I've clicked on the save and it refreshed the page again. That means flow gets executed, and so here you can see a record is created with name as missing, and all the details that we have filled in there. Okay, so you can see the first name, last name, phone number, email, and you can see the checkbox also here. So active checkbox is checked. Okay, now next thing we can do in this flow is we can add a display component, okay, after creating the record. Okay, just to show the confirmation that yeah, record has been created. Okay, so let me just click on this add element icon here, and I will use a screen. Okay, and then I'm going to display some information. So I will select the display text, and here I will name it as confirmation page. All right. Okay. In this display text, so I have to give the name. Let's say confirmation message. Okay. Should like this. Okay. Here I will say the contact record has been created. So this is this text field. So you can format your text as well. So let me just make it bigger, and I can also change the color of the text as well. All right, and let me click on done now. So we have updated the flow. We have to click on save again. So let me click on save. Okay, and I will click on run button again. Okay, just to run the latest version of the flow. Okay, okay. Now let me put the first name, last name. So I will say Kunal. Okay, Kunal Singh. Kunal@gmail.com, and let's put some number here in the phone, and I will click on save button. Okay, so once I click on save button, so flow will create a record in Salesforce. Okay, it will create the contact record, and then after creating the record, it will show the confirmation message. Okay, confirmation screen that we added. Okay, so let's click on save. Okay, so here you can see we have a message, the contact has been created. Okay, so when we click on finish button, so it will refresh the component. It will go back to the previous screen component. So here you can see. Now let's check the contact that we just created. So here you can see contact has been created now. So we have all the information that we added. Okay. All right, so here we have the flow. Okay, and so we can see it from start here. So once this screen flow starts, so it will display the contact input screen first. There user will see the input elements that we have used. Okay, and then what we are doing is we are assigning the fields values in the contact record fields, right? We are mapping the values what user entered in the contact record variable. Okay, then next we are using the create record element to create the contact record in the database, and then we are using the screen component to add a confirmation message, right? So next you have to click on the active button to make the flow gets activated. Okay, then you will be able to use this flow in the Salesforce. Okay, I am going to show that in the next video, like how we can distribute this flow on the different location in the Salesforce. Okay, so thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our channel.